Okay, in this video I want to take a look at real estate. But before we take a look at the chart, just want to remind you this video is for educational purposes only. It is not to be construed as investment advice. This is just the way my take on it, the way I draw the lines, the way I kind of see the chart developing, and I'm not trying to offer any type of advice to anyone about what they should do with their money. So, that aside, this is a pretty long-range chart. We're going back almost 2 years, and you can see the bottom back in early March 2009. And then generally, things have been on a fairly steady path upwards since then. But the markets have really been choppy in this section right here, and this is obviously the part that we need to try to make some sense out of. And we can draw trend lines in various areas. We can start at the bottom here and go there and say, well, we broke trend, we dropped down, but then we kept going up, and now we've dropped down, and it looks like we might be going up again. Sometimes it appears as if stocks just kind of change lanes. Instead of, they can't continue the trajectory of going straight up always and forever. And often they will drop out and break a trend only to consolidate and then move up on the underside of that trend line that was broken. When we look at the broad indexes, the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ, everything looks like they've broken out of this pattern right here, but the real estate and banks have been lagging. So let's zoom in just a little bit. I want to look at this area in particular, and there are a couple things that are interesting. One thing is you'll notice that each time we draw a line across two tops, here and here, and that line is broken, it looks like we get a back test. And then we go up to another area. Let's draw another line. Let's go from here across, roughly across these tops. And what do you have? Well, we had this steep downtrend. It came back up, back tested, broke this line, came up, back tested. Let's see if we draw here. Is that what we're going to get here? I'm not sure. It looks pretty encouraging at this point. Additionally, if we kind of use these peaks here and here as to roughly correlate with the S&P chart, the inverted head and shoulders that we looked at a few days ago. Let's go ahead and pretend like this is a head and shoulders. You can see we really broke that neckline, if that's what we're going to call it. We broke that neckline, and then we came back for this back test. Now we're hanging around on the bottom side of that same neckline. The $64,000 question is this going to break up again over this neckline, and are we going to continue to move up? If we do, again, there is an implied distance. We measure the depth of that neck. I'm going to change that color so it's a little bit easier to see. And we'd be looking at something around the order of a 17 to 18% move using the IYR as our benchmark. My money in real estate is in DRN, which is the 3X ETF, bull ETF, and I'm in it right about here. So if we break this line, I think we're going to see some good gains in real estate, but that's got to happen. Again, I'm encouraged by these three lines and how once those have been broken, it's been a back test that has not yet failed. So if we break this neckline, we may be in good shape. However, one other thing I want to point out, and that is you also have to have a potential bearish view on it. And you might ask yourself, well, are we potentially looking at a double top here? You just got to keep your eye on it. That's all you can do, and trade accordingly. I will say this: if we get over this red line, if we break out over this, and this pattern is confirmed with a good strong breakout, then I think we're going to see IYR probably head into the low 60s, and we're probably going to see DRN get into the high 60s. Actually, it should get into the mid 70s, since that's the 3x. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this chart. Come back for more, and we'll see you soon.